Hello random ladies and gents, and a happy Dinovember to you all. For those of you who don't know, Dinovember is a month-long event celebrating, well, dinosaurs of course. Not to mention, it just so happens to be the 20th anniversary of Walking with Dinosaurs this year. With this in mind, I felt it was appropriate to start off this month's Paleo Logs with one of the earliest dinosaurs that roamed this planet, and one of the many stars of Walking with Dinosaurs' first episode, the sleek, the skittish, the small and vicious, Coelophysis. Contrary to popular belief, dinosaurs weren't always big, especially in their beginnings in the Triassic period. During this time, dinosaurs were relatively small and plain in comparison to their descendants in the Jurassic and Cretaceous. One of the best, and possibly the most famous of these examples, is Coelophysis. In this early theropod, one can see the body plan of success that would guide the future of theropod dinosaurs. The large head riddled with sharp teeth, an S-shaped neck, 3-fingered hands, a long tail to balance the head, and long legs ending in 3-toed feet. Each one of these traits are traits that theropods of the future would inherit. Well, that and more. However, unlike the more famous counterparts of later periods, Coelophysis was comparatively small, measuring in a length of 9 to 10 feet in length, or 3 meters, and weighing an estimated 100 pounds. The body of Coelophysis itself isn't the only aspect that makes it interesting. After all, it is one of the most specimen-rich dinosaurs to date. Holding such a status of fossil richness has provided scientists with a clear understanding of Coelophysis and its life, such as its biology and morphology. The name Coelophysis means hollow form, and like the name implies, Coelophysis' bones and body structure was relatively hollow. This, along with its long legs and overall build and frame, indicate the dinosaur was relatively lightweight. However, from this analysis, and thanks to a vast amount of specimens we've discovered, the understanding of Coelophysis morphology has expanded greatly, the most prominent example being the discovery of 2 different morphs within Coelophysis, one being more robust and the other being more gracile, presenting the possibility that these animals might have been sexually dimorphic, which is when males and females look different. In this case, the bulkier morph leaning towards males, and the more slender morph leaning towards females. However, it could easily be the reverse since females being bigger than males is common in the animal kingdom. This idea is supported not just because these morphs are found together, but it's thanks to the analysis that shows that these morphs comprise 50% of the population, at least in terms of what we discovered, which is typical of a sexually dimorphic species. The lightweight frame also alludes to a life in the fast lane, with Coelophysis having the anatomy of a sleek, speedy, agile predator. Speed was a necessary advantage for Coelophysis in the Triassic, as it was far from the top of the food chain. During this time, the world was not ruled by dinosaurs, but by other, much more alien animals like proto-mammals and distant Archosaurian relatives to the dinosaurs like Ryosuchans, like Postosuchus, ancient terrestrial bipedal crocodile relatives that reigned at the top of the food chain as apex predators at the height of the Triassic. Being significantly smaller than its competition, Coelophysis operated as an opportunistic predator that utilized its speed and agility, preferring to hunt smaller animals as well as scavenge when the opportunity presented itself. This opportunistic diet was once thought to extend even to each other. Juvenile Coelophysis were discovered amongst the ribcage of an adult, who had seemingly ate them. However, a study in 2010 revealed that these hatchlings were not cannibalized by the adult, but had instead been coincidentally deposited under the adult at the time of fossilization. That doesn't necessarily mean that Coelophysis wouldn't take the opportunity to cannibalize when the opportunity arose, or when it was needed, but we don't necessarily have the proper amount of evidence to confirm cannibalistic behavior. In contrast to this idea, vast collectives of Coelophysis bones have alluded to another special behavior: pack hunting, or pack life anyway. There have been various bone beds and fossil trackways of Coelophysis clustered together, indicating the potential for social behaviors, from social gatherings like grizzlies at a salmon run, to potential flocking or pack organization. Such behaviors do provide advantages that are key to the success of Coelophysis, allowing them to maneuver around the competition and potentially increase their odds of survival as a genus as a whole. This genre of dinosaurs range was widespread, ranging from the southern US to potentially as far as South Africa. Why do I say genre? Well, because the classification of Coelophysis, like any prehistoric animal, is iffy. There have been many dinosaurs that have been classified as Coelophysis over time, but at the moment many of them are either dubious, undescribed, or reclassified as their own separate genre. In fact, some of them are still in limbo, like Meganaposaurus, aka Coelophysis rhodensis, aka Centaurus, aka Coelophysid in limbo. This creature has gone from its own distinct genus to being Coelophysis, now to being its own distinct genus again, but stuck in limbo, with, at the moment of the production of this video, it's currently nameless. Classification issues aside, as one of the earliest dinosaurs, Coelophysis stands as a testament to dinosaur success, both in its time on Earth, as well as what this creature, and those like it, laid the foundations for future titans of the Mesozoic. It may not be big, exotic, or baffling, it nevertheless remains a marvel of dinosaur evolution, representing some of the earliest days of this fantastic lineage.